Many people love Hakka stuffed tofu, but few know that this well-known home-style dish embodies the Hakka people's thousand-year-old homesickness. Today, we'll not only teach you how to cook it, but also guide you through the romance and heritage of this Southern dumpling, enabling even beginners to succeed on their first try and create an authentic home-style flavor. Tracing its origins, we must begin with the history of southward migration from the Central Plains during the Song, Ming, and Qing dynasties. In ancient times, Han Chinese from the Central Plains migrated south multiple times due to war, settling in the Meizhou and Huizhou areas of eastern Guangdong. Northerners have always loved dumplings, but the South's fertile soil produced abundant rice, with almost no wheat, making it impossible to make the dumpling wrappers of their hometown. To soothe their deep homesickness, the ingenious Hakka ancestors used locally available tofu instead of dumpling wrappers, stuffing fragrant meat filling into the tofu to mimic the shape of northern dumplings. A bite of tofu followed by a bite of filling, it recreates the taste of home. This is why stuffed tofu is affectionately known as Southern Dumplings, a classic Hakka dish passed down through generations. Today, I'm sharing the most authentic home-style recipe. The steps are detailed and incredibly easy. The taste rivals restaurant quality, and the whole family will love it. First, let me present all the ingredients. Beginners can simply follow along. You'll need 500 grams of soft tofu, 300 grams of minced pork, shallots, scallions, ginger, and seasonings such as light soy sauce, oyster sauce, salt, white pepper, cornstarch, cooking oil, and water. It's simple and home-style, without complicated ingredients. To make stuffed tofu that doesn't break, absorbs flavor, and has no raw bean taste, the first step, preparing the tofu, is crucial. The key secret is soaking it in salt water. Many people skip this step because their stuffed tofu easily breaks, tastes bland, or has a raw bean taste. Take some water, add a little salt, stir to make a light salt solution, and soak the tofu in it for 10 minutes. This step has 4 major benefits. First, it tightens the tofu's surface, making it firm and preventing it from crumbling or cracking during stuffing and frying. Second, it pre-seasons the tofu, reducing the need for heavy salt in later cooking and resulting in a more even and rich flavor. Third, it effectively removes the raw beany taste of the tofu, leaving it refreshing and not bland. Finally, the salt water makes the tofu's pores more even, allowing it to absorb the broth perfectly during simmering, resulting in an incredibly flavorful bite. Remember not to soak it for too long. 10 to 15 minutes is just right to avoid making the tofu too salty. After soaking, remove the tofu, drain it, and cut it into rectangular pieces. Next, prepare the crucial filling, the meat filling. A delicious filling is half the battle won when stuffing the tofu. Finely chop the shallots, ginger, and scallions, and add them to the prepared minced pork. Add 1 tablespoon of light soy sauce, half a tablespoon of oyster sauce, a pinch of salt, a pinch of white pepper, and 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. Gradually add water in small amounts, stirring constantly in the same direction until the minced meat becomes firm and elastic. Let it sit for 5 minutes to marinate and absorb the flavors. This method results in a tender, juicy, and flavorful filling that is neither dry nor greasy. Now for the most comforting part, stuffing. Prepare a clean small spoon and gently carve a groove in the center of a tofu cube. Be careful not to cut through the bottom of the tofu. Fill the groove with the marinated minced meat, smoothing the surface with the spoon. The more generously filled the tofu, the better the texture, ensuring each piece is a perfect balance of lean and fatty meat, bursting with flavor. Then start frying to set the shape. Here's a tip for preventing sticking and keeping the filling from falling out. I always use an uncoated cast iron frying pan for stuffed tofu. It's perfect for frying tofu and meat. Its biggest advantage is its superior heat retention and exceptionally even heating. Although its heat conduction is slightly slower, its heat storage capacity is excellent, resulting in minimal temperature difference throughout the pan. Whether frying, grilling, or braising, it's less prone to localized burning, producing tofu with a remarkably even color, achieving both excellent appearance and taste. Furthermore, cast iron pans become increasingly non-stick with use. Over time, a thick, naturally formed oil film develops, maintaining a non-stick effect even with minimal oil. It's far more durable than ordinary coated pans, eliminating concerns about coating peeling. Crucially, its non-stick coating is made of pure, chemical-free material, preventing the release of harmful substances during high-temperature cooking, making everyday cooking safer. It's also incredibly versatile, suitable for open flames, ovens, and charcoal grills. It's heat-resistant, won't dry burn, and can withstand the scratches of metal spatulas without damage. First, heat the cast iron pan over high heat. Pour in enough cooking oil to coat the pan's sides, and once fully preheated, place the tofu, meat-filled side down, into the pan. Cook over medium-low heat throughout. Don't rush to flip it. Patiently fry until the bottom is golden brown and set. Then slowly flip it over and fry both sides until lightly browned to lock in the meat and tofu flavors. Remove and set aside. Pre-seasoning the pan and setting the tofu before flipping is a key technique for beginners to avoid accidents. I recommend using ceramic chopsticks to flip the tofu. Cooking with them truly enhances the experience. Ceramic chopsticks are heat-resistant and won't soften, so they're not afraid of hot oil. Unlike wooden or bamboo chopsticks, they won't easily get hot, deform, or carbonize, and they don't pose the safety hazard of plastic chopsticks melting at high temperatures. Their dense, smooth surface doesn't absorb oil or leave food residue. After handling greasy tofu, a simple rinse is all it takes to clean it, reducing grease residue. Most importantly, they don't absorb oil fumes or food flavors, preventing cross-contamination of tastes. Even after repeated handling, there's no unpleasant odor, making them clean and hygienic. Finally, the crucial simmering step is the essence of making the stuffed tofu flavorful, allowing it to fully absorb the broth. Add a bowl of water, a small amount of light soy sauce and oyster sauce for a base flavor, and stir well to dissolve the seasonings. Add a little cornstarch to the pot, then add all the pan-fried tofu. Bring the broth to a boil over high heat, then immediately reduce to low heat. Cover and simmer for 8 to 10 minutes. Simmering over low heat allows the tofu to fully absorb the meaty aroma and the broth's flavor, resulting in a rich and flavorful dish in every bite. Once the simmering time is up, uncover the pot and turn up the heat to thicken the broth. Stir gently to reduce the sauce until it becomes thick and glossy, evenly coating each piece of tofu. The aroma will instantly fill the air. Finally, sprinkle with chopped green onions for garnish and added fragrance, enhancing both color and flavor. This authentic Hakka-style stuffed tofu is now perfectly ready. Here are a few super practical tips for beginners to avoid common pitfalls, ensuring success even for those with no experience. For those who prefer a smoother texture, choose soft tofu, which is tender and juicy. Beginners should opt for firm tofu, which is firmer and more durable, making it less likely to break during stuffing or frying. If you prefer a lighter flavor, reduce the amount of soy sauce and oyster sauce for a refreshing and non-greasy result, suitable for all ages. A small piece of stuffed tofu is more than just a home-style dish. It embodies the 1,000-year-old homesickness hidden in the everyday cooking of the Hakka people. Using tofu as the skin and fresh meat as the filling, it replicates the appearance of northern dumplings, comforting the homesickness of early migrants. The finished stuffed tofu is slightly crispy on the outside and tender on the inside, with a rich broth bursting in your mouth. The sweetness of the tofu blends perfectly with the savory aroma of the meat filling, creating a savory and delicious dish that's incredibly satisfying with rice. The recipe is simple and requires zero difficulty, yet the taste is amazing. Try making this 1,000-year-old Hakka delicacy and unlock the authentic flavors of home cooking. Do you often find your stuffed tofu crumbling or sticking to the pan when you make it? Have you ever tried cooking in a cast iron pan? Tell me about your stuffed tofu making mishaps or your unique tips in the comments. Also, leave a message if you'd like to learn any other authentic Hakka home-style dishes. We'll provide detailed tutorials in the next episode, so even beginners can easily master them.